Good afternoon. Happy Friday, September 5th. Mark Milam here, your mortgage professional. Wow, what a week. It's ending up with the best rates we've seen in 2025. Why is that happening? Well, we got a whole bunch of information on the labor market this week, and all signs, every single report is pointing to a softer labor market. We got job openings, labor turnover on Wednesday. That pointed to fewer and fewer job openings being created. We got jobless claims yesterday on Thursday. Those came in higher than expected, still fairly tepid, but starting to creep up a bit over expectations. And then today was the big one. Today was non-farm payrolls. And non-farm payrolls has been the most impactful government report for mortgage interest rates now for a couple of years. Job creation has remained robust. The labor market's been resilient. But of late, we've started to see some weakness, and let me show you how the report came in this morning. So I'm going to flip the screen around here, and let's take a quick look at the official employment situation summary from the Bureau of Labor Statistics. I'll blow this up just a little bit for you, and you can see that total non-farm payroll changed a little in August. We added 22,000 jobs. So 22,000 jobs is considered a very weak report. We were forecast to add 80,000 jobs. That's not exactly robust. But to miss it by this much to the south, I mean, we're talking about a huge miss down at 22,000 jobs, is significant and shows that there's some weakness in the labor market. Let's scroll on down, take a look at the unemployment rate at 4.3%. That's about where we thought we'd be, maybe a tick higher than what we anticipated. But let's take a look at this down here at the very bottom. Right here is a revision to the last 2 months non-farm payroll report. And June was revised down again from 14,000 to minus 13,000. So June actually showing a contraction in jobs. The change for July was revised up by 6,000 jobs from 73 to 79. No great shakes there. But we've just now subtracted another round of jobs from what we thought we had before. And remember when this happened about a month ago, if we go back into the Wayback Machine and we go back 30 days and we remember what happened when we got this weak indication of labor, how did the president react? Well, the president reacted by accusing the commissioner of the Bureau of Labor Statistics of rigging the jobs numbers and then summarily fired her for it. If you missed that, let me show you the quick headline. This is going back a month ago where Trump claims that the jobless numbers were rigged. So when the Bureau of Labor Statistics last month released their report on non-farm payrolls, it only showed that 73,000 jobs created, and there were some revisions, some sharp down revisions to the prior months. And after that, the president actually fired Dr. Erica McIntyre, I hope I'm pronouncing that close to correct, who was the BLS labor commissioner, accusing her of rigging these job numbers and calling them fake employment numbers. Well, here we come 30 days later, and we're getting numbers that really echo what we saw last month. The labor market is softer, and it's coming in under expectations in terms of job creation. Now, all of that for me and you and anyone interested in buying or refinancing a home is actually good news. That means interest rates are coming down. It's now pretty much cemented that the Fed is going to be cutting the Fed funds rate on September 17th. And now we're actually seeing small percentage chances that the cut won't be just 1/4 of a point, but potentially it will go to 1/2 a point. Let me show you what that looks like before I let you go. I'll come up here and take a look at futures traders now projecting an 88% chance of a 1/4 point Fed rate cut, and now about 12% chance that the Fed might cut a 1/2 a point. I'm not sold on the 1/2 a point yet. Remember, if we go back a year ago to this time period, we remember a very similar set of circumstances. Labor was softening, inflation not back in the bottle, a September Fed meeting, and in September the Fed opted for a jumbo-sized rate cut. They went, instead of a 1/4, they did a 1/2 point rate cut. Boy, the long end of the yield curve did not like that. Why? Because inflation is not back to the Fed's target rate of 2%, and we still have an enormous amount of government debt that's going to put upward pressure on interest rates because we have to continue selling debt to fund our expenditures. Nothing has changed. We now are a year in advance, and we see the labor market softening. Inflation's still not back at 2%, and nothing has really happened with our federal debt except it's grown in the past year. So ultimately, I don't think we're going to see the Fed make the same mistake they made last September by cutting a 1/2 a point. I think you're going to see a measured cut of 0.25%, much to the chagrin of the presidential administration. I'm sure they would like the Fed to cut more. That it would only help with refinancing the federal debt. but I don't think the Fed wants to repeat the same mistake that they made in 2024. Until then, mortgage rates have already priced this in. Mortgage rates are the first car in the roller coaster. Think of the Fed funds rate as the last car in the roller coaster. We're already there in terms of mortgage rate improvement. No sense in waiting till September 17th. The gains have already been realized. If I can be of any service to you over the weekend, don't hesitate to reach out. Mark.Milam at highlandmtg.com. Have a good weekend.